Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Focal Plane podcast. And if you haven't subscribed at this point, I am a sad panda. Today, I'm joined by a guest who lives a very specific reality, one where resilience and passion matters above all else, above the accolades and above the glitz. But actually, the impact that she has is far better than any spotlight that anyone could put on her. Isabella Culley, welcome to the Focal Plane.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Hey, it's a pleasure, man. So tell us a little bit about you, Bella. So you do a whole bunch of stuff, right? So just give me a little short resume. What does that look like?
So at the moment, I have 3 jobs. One is just my normal day-to-day. I am a TA in primary school.
Sure.
Then I teach dance 6 times a week at our lovely dance school. And then 2 to 3 times a week, I'm a cheerleader for Crystal Palace Football Club.
Nice. That's quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
How do you fit that in a day?
I don't. No, I get it in. And then if there's more teaching or more performing jobs that I can do, then definitely we squeeze those in as well.
Wow. And so, hey, even more of a privilege to have you here then to manage that calendar.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done.
You had me.
Excellent. So tell us about the whole dance choreography thing. So at what point for you did dance become a real thing? How early did that start for you?
I was 3 when I started dancing. I had too much energy. Mum was like, she needs to do something. We tried karate, we tried football. So I went into dance. I didn't like it. I hated it. I did ballet, did not like it. Found a style called freestyle disco. It's very fast. It was competitions every weekend. Again, wasn't enjoying it until I found musical theatre. And I fell in love with the fact you could dance, sing and act. You didn't just have to do one. And then that's where I pursued. I went to a private performing arts school from the age, I was in year 5.
Okay.
I left mainstream school a year early and went straight into that. My mum and dad were fortunate enough to, they put themselves into me. They wanted everything I wanted. They gave me in opportunity wise. So then I went to training, I went to college, I went to BRIT School. Amazing, met some amazing people there. Great opportunities. And that's where I fell into creating. The dream wasn't to be a choreographer or to create or that to be my basis. I wanted to be told what to do. I wanted to be on the stage. I wanted to be the front person.
Yeah.
But then I fell in love in almost having the control of creating a piece, but putting myself in it as well. A lot of choreographers love performing, love the idea of creating, but they don't want to be the face of it. And they don't want to have that applaud or feel that, where I crave that. I love it. Being the centre of attention, love. And I'm okay. Before I would not say that, but no, I don't. No, I don't. Yeah, I do. I love it and I crave it. But I also like having the space to create it and be the person to have both.
Sure. So talk me a little bit through that journey then. So you mentioned to me right at the beginning that there were certain styles of dancing that you were doing since you're 3 years old that you hated. Mm-hmm. So tell me why you were doing it then. So what was going on at that point to make you persist?
Yeah, I think Mum and Dad were like, you're going to do it. We put our time and money. It was expensive at that point. We were competitions every weekend. I was wearing costumes that were thousands of pounds. We were in it now. We were in that life. That's what we were doing. I must have enjoyed it at some point, but I was just there for the friends and it was just my life at this point. I knew every weekend that's what I needed to do.
Sure.
I just think I didn't find my style or I wasn't necessarily confident in dance. I was confident in myself, just not dance. But I think you find that when you go into training, like everyone has to be this way, but actually there's some great creatives or dancers that have that little niche now and like contemporary style or they sing whilst they dance. There's just so many things now that are so much more accepting of being different. Like I love to pop and lock, but on my course, no, we need to know how to leap. Like if your legs aren't as high as the others, then you're not as good. But now, if you can pop and lock, you're just as good as the people that can do 5 turns and has the highest kicks. I think that's with everything, like technique, you have to have it. It was just boring to me.
Sure.
And I just didn't like it, but I knew I had to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
you develop an appreciation for it after the fact, right?
Like 8 a.m. ballet is not what I want to do. In my pink ballet tights, 8 a.m. I hated it.
I mean, it sounds like something you could go back to though, right?
Oh yeah. If I was tomorrow, if they said you need to do it, I would do it because I know how much it helps, and I try and instill that when I'm teaching as well.
Sure.
But not push it because I didn't like it.
Okay.
So I try and take what I did and didn't like from maybe what I was being taught and my tutors, and realize how I want to teach is definitely different to what I got.
Yeah. So then that transition that you made to the performing arts side of things, and you told me that, that opened up something for you. You loved the fact that you could sing, dance, perform, act, all of those sorts of things. What changed in your mindset then? Were you kind of then thinking, gosh, this is something that's really driving me to go forward? What could this lead to? What were you kind of dreaming about at that point?
Yeah, I think my mum and dad, again, play a really large part, because music and shows, we'd go and see shows all the time, and dad was showing me all different things, and we're really appreciative of the arts.
Yeah.
So I've always just had that around me, and I would just stand up and dance wherever and sing. It didn't matter where I was. And mum and dad always made me do that. They'd be like, let her show you a new dance. Like, she's going to do it anyway, so you just let her do it.
Yeah.
And I think I just knew it was inevitable I was going to do something. And I had to do it. There was nothing else in my brain. I didn't want to, if not, I'll do this. It was, I am going to do it. And it doesn't matter how I get there, but I will be in this industry at some point. If it's not on the side, then it's center. And it's just seeing, sometimes I couldn't get my head around it, that there's not small parts. Because you watch a show, and sometimes a normal audience member wouldn't watch the person in the back corner.
Sure. Yeah.
But I do, because I know how much they've worked to get there, and that's still a lot. And they probably have trained harder than what the main person has. So it's watching that. Now I watch the ensemble as well as I watch the main character. It's giving them the time. And I feel like when you go to a show, people clap really loudly for the main person, and the ensemble get, ha. But they just, you know what I mean? Like, they work just as hard. It's just understanding. But like, if you're not in it, you don't get it. It's exactly the same with everything. Like eating something, they worked just as hard in the kitchen to make that,
of course,
in a lovely restaurant, but I'm not going to know that because I'm eating it. It's nice. Do you know what I mean? It's just understanding. If you're not in it, you don't get it.
Yeah. But that's a great point that you make, right? Because certainly, in the journey that I've had in terms of performing arts photography, or that side of things, whether it be dance or musical theatre, whatever, 100%, because I'm there to capture everything. And it is, you notice a whole different perspective when you're then going, right, I need to make sure that everyone gets a fair shot here. It's like, oh, wow, there's some pretty immense stuff going on in the background.
Yeah.
That must have taken hours, months, years to perfect.
Yeah.
For somebody. But you're right. We don't focus on that. We focus on the glitz and the glamour right in front of us.
Yeah, I had a conversation the other day. My best friend Jack actually was with me, and someone was like, "Oh, are you two dancers?" And we were like, "Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Like, I bet you work really hard." And he was like, "Yeah, I just go and dance, but she creates it all, so she's got the harder job." And I didn't even think about that. Like, I do enjoy it when I go to a class and I haven't got to worry about anything, because I've just got to learn it and make it look good. That's fine. But like, the choreographer, the creative, which is now me, has to think about the song, the spacing, the people. Has it got the right thing? What's it going to look like on stage? The costumes, the giving people a fair chance to look good. I want to look good. What can we do? That movement looks great on me, but it might not look great on them. And just create. It does take time, and it's not just, oh, I've done it in the room. It's thinking about things. And also, I loved dance for dance and looking great. But then I loved watching storytelling dance. And it doesn't have to be lyrical and slow to tell a story. And I think people think that. Like street dance, that's not going to tell us a street dance. I mean, it's hip hop and it's fun and it's da-da-da. But like, you can tell a great story through any kind of movement. And I think it's trying to get that out there, that street dance can also be moving. I think I like to do that.
I think you do it very well. I mean, certainly from what I've seen, right? So it's been a great pleasure to see you perform at Crawley Pride last year, the year before as well. I mean, I presume you've done it before that, but those are the only 2 times I've been there. But there's something extremely fierce about how you guys go about it. And I say that because I've seen a lot of dance troupes, and they all have their own thing going on, which is great. Everyone needs their own identity, but you like wear yours on your sleeve. Like it is just an epic show from start to finish. And you put in so many elements, and you talk about, it makes a lot of sense to me now, hearing about actually some of your journey of how you got to it, how you fell in love with the performing art side of it, specifically the musical theatre side of it, because that's a huge part of what you do, that you intersperse into what is absolutely punching you in the face energy. which is incredible.
Yeah.
Like I love that. I love that about what you do, what you bring to it. But it's making so much sense in terms of where you came from now. Because I always thought that's a very unique angle to take. I don't often see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, nice.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. So where did that actually then come from? I can draw some dots to say, here's some journeys that you had, here's some passions that you fell into. But what is it that makes you choreograph the way that you do? Where does that inspiration come from for you?
I think for me, I wasn't seen as someone that maybe was a favourite or that could do great things or had that side of me. Like I could do the choreography and I could be okay to be in a team. I not necessarily would be the front point or doing a solo or things like that. And obviously you think, I can do that. I can do that. Sometimes I couldn't. No way. There were some girls and I thought, well, give you credit. You look great. But I knew inside of me, I knew I could do it. And it was just getting that opportunity. And some people on my team, which I've called the Dream Team, because it's my dream to have something like this, and they're phenomenal. It's getting those people that maybe wasn't given that chance, and showing them that they are amazing, and we can work together to make something so amazing. And I think music speaks to me, movement. Like if I watch something, my face will be like this, yeah, and people are like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm so into it. Or like I'm at a concert and my head's bobbing. And people are like, is she all right? Is she all right? Yeah. But I'm so into it. Just something, it's really hard to explain sometimes because something in me is just like firing up and I'm watching something and I'm writing on my phone ideas or I've just heard this song or I want to do this. I went to see Diversity on Saturday. Wow, my brain was just ticking the whole time. Or I was watching, like I say, The Back Person or listening to the music. But again, like I say, when I went to the BRIT School, that taught me there's so many different angles to go around things. We did one of our last year shows when we were leaving, and actually we put on a musical. Who was I in? I was in Legally Blonde. But what people in the audience didn't know, which I had to explain to my mum and my friends, is that the costumes were made by students because that was their final exam.
Yeah.
The lighting was done by students. The sound, the staging.
Nice.
Everything was built
awesome.
And then the performance was done by the students. So everything was made by students. Like we had some great set designs. I was like, well, yeah, that was the kids' exam. They had to do that. It's giving the chance to those people. People would have thought that was an amazing show. Well, it was, but it was all done by kids because that's what we were there to learn. And we had learned it because I was at final exam and they were all being examined by it. So it looked perfect. And it's just realising that you can do those things and putting those people in that room. And I met people from set design and from theatre, not just dance, from different strands, and seeing their passion and what they were good at made me feed it more into mine, if that made sense.
That is a very interesting answer. That's a very interesting answer. You said something at the beginning of that. You said that I wasn't always seen as somebody who could do great things. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm very loud and in your face and I look like the person that could take a... I am. I'm normally not even 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10.
I have turned the volume down, so yeah. It's fine. We've compensated.
The loudest in every room. You will hear me before you see me. And that's what I do. And when I get nervous, that gets worse. I get louder. Okay. The more nervous I am, the more I compensate. And I'm louder and I'm trying to be more funny or I'm doing a cartwheel or something. So it comes out that way. But I definitely wasn't someone they thought could maybe succeed in that way.
Because they told you that? Or where did that come from?
Yeah, I was definitely told... I would do I have this story and I tell my kids this. I did when I say kids, my dance kids, I don't actually have children. I have many kids if I said it that way. I have thousands. I did a leap across a room and someone gagged at my feet and they were like, ugh, my teacher at the time. And I said, oh, and they said, your feet are awful. And I was like, no, they were like, no, I'm serious, you're awful. And I was like, oh. And technique has never been my side. It's never been on my side. But I knew what I did have, and that was groove and passion and face. And I'm more of a street dancer than I am a technical dancer. But in musical theatre, you need that technique to carry you into that audition.
Sure.
But I think the more I got told I wasn't the best or the greatest and I was getting those knocked down, it was just pushing me. I don't know what it was, because some people that pushes you down, it's like, I didn't get it again. But I knew there's always going to be something for you. There's always going to be something for you. It's just finding that. And I might have to change my niche a little bit. And that's okay, because everything changes. And I knew there was going to be something waiting or a different path. But it's being strong in believing that. But yeah, I definitely think I always knew I was okay. I had my people telling me I was great.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what was good. I had my cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Just not the people I guess I wanted it or needed it from at the time.
And it sounds to me at that time that you're talking about, it sounds to me that you'd identified that, look, dance isn't just a thing I do. Like, it is who I am, right? So what is it like then when someone in a position of either authority or someone who can open some doors for you, like, rejects that? How do you deal with that?
Yeah, I think it got easier the more it happened.
Yeah.
Because you go to drama school, or I was at BRIT School, and then I was auditioning to go to vocational drama school. And I got no's, and I was like, oh, what am I going to do? Because I need to go. In my head, that's the only step you get to the next. I had a plan, and that plan was to train, vocational, stage. That's it. That was the only 3 steps I had in my brain, and I had to do it. I did then get into vocational. I had a chance to speak to people to try and get grants and things like that. And that was amazing. But it's just figuring out, is this definitely what you want? Because if it wasn't, it's not worth the pain. And that's okay. But I knew that's 100% what I wanted. So I'm going to have to take the knockbacks. It's not like I've never been told, oh, by the way, you're going to get a no. You know, growing up in the competition world, I didn't win all the time.
Yeah.
So I got used to it. But it's looking at people now, I look at it this way. What do they have? Not, oh, I'm not the best. But, oh, that girl keeps getting chosen. That boy keeps getting chosen. What are they doing that I'm not? What can I take from them? And if I'm giving myself, I'm doing all of that, pushing, and I'm still not getting anywhere, maybe I just didn't look right.
That's the interesting philosophy, though, right? Because I follow everything you're saying. And yeah, it's a very methodical and logical way of looking at it. And on a bit of paper, if you were to write that on a story or your autobiography or whatever, it would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying to think now, in those moments where you're going, okay, I didn't get that place, but he or she did. It's not easy to dissociate yourself.
No, yeah.
And go, right, well, logically, it's because their footwork is better. Yeah. Logically, it's because their vocals are better. Logically, because they had a certain technique with their hips or whatever it is. Sure, like, as an outside observer, and I presume you do this with people that you teach, you can make those critiques and do it in a constructive way, get things in the right track. But to do that for yourself...
Yeah.
You can't tell me. I mean, maybe you can. Do you know what? I don't want to make any assumptions. But how do you dissociate the emotion of, I know this is where I want to go. I know I want to go from training to vocational to stage.
Yeah.
I know that's the direction I'm going. I absolutely pinpointed in my head. Kudos to you, because I still don't know where I'm going in my life, right? But that is... what is it that drives you to get past what must be a bit of emotional torment?
Definitely, I've cried a lot. And I'm a very emotional person. Even in training, I'd walk out of class crying. And they'd be like, here you go. Like, she's too emotional. She's too this, she's too that. But what I try and tell my children, because I feel like they look at me as someone who should have their life together, right? You look at your teachers when you're growing up and you're like, yeah, they know, they've got their life, they're teaching me. Of course they know what they're doing. And I try and tell them, like, yeah, I cried today. Because it's normal to cry. It's normal not to feel good enough. And no, does it stop ever? Absolutely not. But does it get better?
Yeah.
Because you know how to cope with it. And I definitely had some amazing people around me, and I do now, that I would really, really cry to and say, I think this is time. I don't think I can do it anymore. At college, 100%. Yeah. I was living away from home as well. Yeah. And it was just like, what is the point? We're actually going through torment here for actually, we don't know if we're going to get that job or go into the industry. Yeah. But because my passion was so strong, I watched people drop out in my year. And I thought, you're so amazing. You're so amazing. But so are some people that stayed and they still didn't go anywhere. So it's just what is going to happen next, you don't know. But it's just having that outlet. And again, which is crazy, my outlet is my passion, which is dance. So I'd get upset, I'd go outside and dance. I'd get upset, I'd go sing a song. So the thing that was letting me release it was the thing I knew I wanted to do. So that's how I knew there was no going away from it for me. Because when I feel stressed, I want to dance, or I want to just go and sing for a bit, or see my friends, and I'll end up singing and dancing because my friends are in the same industry. So it's definitely finding that. But again, having the right people that crying over me not being able to do a move in ballet is still big for them to console me. Because some people will be like, I don't understand, why are you crying about a dance? And I get it. I really understand. But even to my children, they get upset if they don't get something right, or they're really upset. And like, guys, it is just dance. I love that you are so passionate and you want to get it right for me and you.
Yeah.
But remember what we are doing. This should be an outlet for you.
Yeah.
And some of the children, and I saw it growing up, you can see when you're teaching what children, is this going to be their career and they want it? And what children are here to have fun. I could not find the difference of that growing up. I was in a competition team, a street dance competition team, and some of the girls were not taking it seriously. And I was like, guys, you don't know the move. Like, what are you doing? And I was still young. I was a teenager yelling at them. And my teacher was like, Bella, calm down. And I was like, well, they haven't practiced. I said, but because I know what I'm doing and we're going to lose. And I would yell at them. And it's because this was my passion. I was eat, sleep, dreaming, dance. That's all I was doing.
Yes.
Eat, sleep, repeat, da-da-da-da-da. And for them, they were going to school. They were having a life. This was just a after-school thing for them to have fun.
Yeah.
And it wasn't fun to me. So it's just finding the difference. And I see that in my children now, is which ones, this is what they want. And some are just here for fun. And that's okay.
Yeah.
I love that for you. I still want you to have the fun as well.
Yes. But how do you balance that nuance? Because there's some inherent contradiction there, isn't there, right? So you may be absolutely correctly, like in my opinion, saying to somebody, hey, look, remember what we're here for, is the outlet. But that's not what you were doing. Like that is the word hypocrisy is not right, but it is, and I understand this because I know I do this too. But your journey that you went through was all about the opposite, right?
Yeah.
It was all about okay, great. You managed to overcome some adversity through dance itself. Like you say, look, if I had a knockback, if I've had a setback, if I'm crying about it, I know that the dance is going to save me from that moment. But the reason that you're in that state in the first place, I don't mean to oversimplify it, but it is because it means everything.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you balance that line with other people that you meet who, for them, that might be the case too? And how do you kind of not, because I guess you don't want to necessarily minimize that for them.
Yeah.
But you teach so many people who have different ambitions, different ideas. How do you navigate that?
It's definitely difficult. And I think with my dance kids and then my dance adults, my dream team, that's hard as well. Because even with the adults, we've got some people with us that dance is what they do.
Yeah.
And some of them is they've got a daytime job. They danced when they were younger and they want to get back into it.
Sure.
And they are just as good as, there's no line. You couldn't watch our piece and go, oh, that one has a daytime job and dance is her full-time job. Yeah. You couldn't tell. But it's also finding that balance, because I'm like, guys, you need to practice. Like, why don't you practice? But even with my kids, I do have a good thing at the minute. I'm like, guys, I'm not, some of you, this is your life. So like, you'll watch this every day, this video that I've sent you to learn it. That's fine. Appreciate you. Love you. But there are some of you, watch it on the way here. You've got a 10-minute car journey. You know you're coming to dance. Watch the video and go through what you're doing. That's all I'm asking, is for you to think about it on your way. You will know if you want to think about it the night before or the day before, because that's all you'll be thinking about. And that, I love that for you, because that was me. Thinking about it days before, what do I need to know? Writing things down, notebooks of things, videos. But there are the children that don't, and that's okay. But please, if you are going to be in my competition team, which is different to my normal classes, you do need to think about it at least on your way here.
Yeah.
Because you need to give it that thought. Otherwise, I said to them, you don't want to be here. In my dance competition team, you don't want this. And that's fine. Let's go to normal classes.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I don't want you to feel like you're being pushed in a way you don't want to be. And they know there's two different Bellas. There's fun Bella, when we're just learning stuff and we're having a great time. And there's show and competition Bella that will take no mercy. Because if I've told you 5 times it's the right arm, it's the right arm. and I'm not.
So which Bella am I seeing now? I don't.
They're fleeting at the minute because we're talking about competition, so I've got a bit, you know, I
could feel, so one of the things I do in this podcast, right, is obviously I'm examining people talking to me and I'm examining your cadence. And it is very much, okay, there's certain trigger words that get you to just a little bit of spark lights up. And so I will make note of that. Good. Excellent. But with all of that you said, I love that, right? So you absolutely get that some people have the fire to do the competition, but you also recognize that, hey, actually you might think you do, but there is a certain mindset. There is a certain, I'll call it a je ne sais quoi, something that has to be innately there for you to actually function in that environment.
Yeah.
And not just for yourself, but for your dream team around you. Is that what people were telling you when you were doing dance and you were training? Was that the kind of guidance you had?
Yeah, it was. If you don't want this fully, then you're not here.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna completely be focused in this, and you've got to make sacrifices. We were told that the whole way through training.
Yeah.
Like some weeks I was dancing Monday to Sunday, and I was like, Sunday's my only day off, and they're like, okay, well you're in. We've got class, or we've got a rehearsal. Are you breathing?
Then you're dancing, right?
So you've got to be here. And you know, and down to things like I don't do this now, and I would never ever ever do this because I don't think it helped me in any way. I think it could have hindered me. Trigger warning, it's about food. We were watched on what we ate. We were asked to be weighed. We weren't allowed certain food items in the building.
Yeah.
And that's the way they trained, and that's absolutely fine. And I went with it. Was I healthy? Yes. Was I fit? Yes. Was my body still moving? Yes. Do I think I needed that? Not necessarily. No, and I would never put that onto the children I teach now. I ask them, have you eaten today?
Yeah.
Have you got a snack? No? Well, I've got a bar in my bag. I don't care if it's chocolate.
Yeah.
As long as you're not allergic to it, you're going to eat it if you're hungry. Like I'm always that way. Have we eaten? Have we got food? Please make sure we're packing. Even if we're going to somewhere for an hour, make sure you bring something in your bag. Yeah. I'm always hungry.
Yeah.
So do I think that was needed at my time? No. But we definitely were told sacrifices were made, but I was always making them even when I was younger. Oh, Bella's invited to his birthday party. Mum, no, she's got a competition. Absolutely not. She's got training tonight. She can't come. Or, you know, oh, we're going to ice skating. Yeah, Bella doesn't have competition, but she's not ice skating because she's got a competition next week. So if she falls over ice skating, she's not allowed to go. So it was always, what can you do to make sure? And, you know, I don't doubt that people don't do that now for football or for rugby. Yeah. You know, I can't do that.
At the elite level, you're at the elite level, right? Yeah.
And that's where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I hit 18, I didn't drink. And I didn't go out partying. No, because I've got college on Monday. I don't go out like, I need to learn this, I need to do this, or I'm going to do abs, or I'm going to go to a class. And that's just the way I was. And I think part of that also, my mum and dad did put a lot of time and money into me.
Yes.
Where I was seeing a lot of my friends were going to the bank and getting loans out at 18 to be able to go to college and putting themselves in debt for this dream, where my mum and dad was so working hard. No, we didn't go on big family holidays. No, we didn't do these big things we used to do because they were putting their money into me. So for me to waste that and to run around and not care what I was doing also felt not right morally, because I owe them, because they put all their time and effort into me.
Yeah.
And for me to pursue something they're so passionate about me doing, I wanted to do for them also. And I still think about that now. Like I always show them videos, Mum, do you like this? Or Dad's like, oh, you've done better. And I'm like, thank you so much. Or like auditioning for Crystal Palace, Dad's like, have you gone over that? Have you done that? And I'm like, yep.
And also,
yeah,
who at Crystal Palace? Like Seagulls Forever, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we got to cut that out.
But okay. So that makes a lot of sense. You mentioned your parents a lot there, and you have throughout a lot of our conversation today, and how much they put into you. And it sounds like not only were you, even at the time, appreciative of it, but actually it sounded like the whole family unit was working towards that same vision.
100%.
Yeah.
I think they definitely saw something, and when they had it, they ran with it. And I love that for them. And I would do the same. If you see a niche or something that they love, I work with children, right?
Yeah.
at school and at dance. And when you see something, at school in particular, if I see a child, they're really good at something, I'll go and tell their parent afterwards, they were really good today. Like, maybe we should see if there's a club around that we can get them in. I think it's really important for children to have that outlet, no matter what it is. Chess club, writing.
Yes.
I think it is, if you can afford to do that for your child, then it's an amazing thing you can give them, is finding that creativity within themselves. But because I am, so is my mum and dad. We're very extroverted. We're loud and we're crazy. When I have something, I run with it.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, right? So loud, crazy, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's this kernel of like ultra focused discipline. I mean, all those things you talked about, the sacrifices that you made, the way that it wasn't even a second thought, you know, it's here's where I'm going. Here's what I have to do. There are no compromises. That's a fierce way to be.
Yeah.
But also, and this comes naturally to kind of what I was really kind of coming on to next, which is, but you teach, right? As we have already been talking about. You teach as a TA, you teach dance. Where did that come from? Where did that urge to want to teach come from?
When I was leaving school, I was at a dance school and my teacher fell ill. And she couldn't teach the end of year show. And I think I must have been 16. And I didn't tell the parents that she wasn't there. And I started teaching the class, and I was doing the choreography, did it at end of year show came at our local theatre, the Horth. It's brilliant, it's beautiful there. And I put it on and she watched it and I did the lights and everything. She went, oh. And I said, look, I did this. You know, I already knew what you wanted.
Yes,
already knew the children.
Yes.
The children knew I was there, but the parents didn't know that she wasn't there running it all. So I wanted to take some pressure off her. She wasn't very well. She was going through a lot. So I just stood up and did that. And then I was like, okay, I like it. Then I went to college and then I met the lovely Vince, who you know yourself. And he was like, hey, come and shadow me whenever, if that's something you want to do, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was shadowing at DMT School when we were in a community centre and, you know, it was tiny and we were having so much fun. Then I went off to uni and I left them. And then in our last year of uni, they had a course and it said, what's your backup plan? Okay. And I was like, well, I have a backup plan. And not a lot of universities or courses do this, and which I was really grateful for at the time. What's your backup plan? And we had to do a folder of what would life look like after graduation? What job would you get?
Sure.
How much money would you be paying for a gym membership? Would you be going to more classes? What do you want to do to keep your passion up if you don't get a job? I'm thinking, what do you mean if I don't get a job? I was like, I've done all of this, I'm going to get a job. What do you mean? I'm going to get an agent. And it didn't work that way, obviously. Some people it doesn't, some people it does. And some of my friends have gone on to do amazing things, which also, I think part of me thought I would have been bitter, but I wasn't. I was like, go you. Like, that's amazing. Can't wait for me.
Your eyes look a little bit better, but carry on. Yeah.
You know, there's part of me that's like, I wish that was me, but also I don't, because where I've gone now, at the time maybe, but now I look back and think, no, because now I wouldn't be doing what I do or met who I've met.
Of course. Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason, right? I believe that now. Yeah. At the time, no, I did not believe that. So I started to look at what would my life look like. Yeah. And I had DMT School behind me that was going to have me as soon as I graduated. So I knew I had that job. Other people were like, I don't know, I'd have to find a local dance school that might have a position. I said, well, I know I can go back today if I really wanted to, and I'd have classes waiting for me. And I've got kids that love me. I know they're waiting for me. Which was amazing that I had met Vince and he was giving me that open opportunity whenever I was ready to come back. When I came back, maybe one class I was teaching, then it was 2, then it's 3, then it's 4, then it was I'm got my own competition team, and it was Vince giving me that outlet of creativity.
Yes.
And now I'll create something and he goes, what are you doing? I don't go, by the way, I'm doing this, or can I do this? He doesn't care. He knows what I'm going to create is fine. He believes in me, which is great. Having that person that does. There's no creative worry from him. He does not worry that I'm not going to make something, because again, it is his name on it. It's DMT.
I was going to say, I mean, it sounds like he does care quite a lot, but actually, I think what we're trying to say is here that he trusts you.
Yeah. So, like, pride sometimes is the first time he even sees what we've done. He's not seen it before. He's seen it on the stage. He's not worried that that's not going to be something he wants his school to show. And did I want to teach? No. That was never like that's what I want to do. But I haven't just taught I've also performed at the same time. I auditioned and got onto the Crystals. I'm doing teaching, I think, makes people think you're not in the industry anymore and you're just helping children and, you know, you're just doing after school things. And I think it has a stigma around it, which definitely isn't it. Like some of my teachers at college were teaching us and then they were going off into Wicked for the evening and performing. So it's actually their stepping job that fills the day so their evening job can thrive. Because dancers, one job's never going to be enough. That it's chasing something. Once you finish that contract, you're unemployed. You've got to find another contract. Where teaching, and with Vince, who knows about the industry because he was in it, he knows that I might have to go for an audition and then come back. He's very flexible. Some people aren't that way. So I fell into it. At first, no, I was like, oh, this isn't for me. I do not want to do this. I don't want to just teach. I want to be performing.
What was making you say that at the time?
Was, I think, seeing other people do what I wanted to do. And I was teaching younger children. So the dance and the movements are easier, right? That I wasn't being pushed at all.
Sure.
Creatively, it was like 2 steps and we were doing fun numbers and it was fun. But I know I can create more. And it was like, I was having a block, like, I really want something. Then my competition team came along with my girls that have been learning with me and my students that have been learning with me for a while. So they know how I dance. They've got to this point now where they're absolutely impeccable. I give them something like, yeah, I've got it. I can teach them something in a lesson and I'm like, yeah, next week we've got it. Like, it's great. They see my vision now, I'm a bit quirky. They're like, oh, okay. And now they're like, okay, got you. I know where this is going. Then I created my dream team, which is 18 plus, for dancers and people around Crawley, West Sussex, that maybe have trained or danced when they were younger, get back into that and have a chance to be on stage. At one of our biggest events is Crawley Pride, which is amazing. And also we do local events for dance in Crawley and performances, which is really good. I want to try and make it wider in the next couple of years and do things. DMT, we're actually taking some of the students to Barcelona this year, which is great. So we're going international.
That's it, Crawley, Barcelona and back. There it is.
Come on. It's actually the week after Pride. It's really stressful. It's really, really crazy.
Why time it like that anyway?
But Pride, again, is such an amazing place to perform because the wackier and crazier I am, no one cares. no one cares because they just saw the most crazy act before me. So it doesn't matter. And it widens you up to great people. I met you. I would never have met you. Do you know what I mean? So you meet people, and I think teaching and creating a team, again, is a family.
Did we meet? This is the first time we're speaking, I'm sure.
We've met, but we've said hiya. Do you know what I mean? Thanks for the pictures. I've definitely DM'd you and said thanks for the great pictures,
That's
but
true.
we've never had a proper conversation.
Yeah. Fair play. I suddenly go, wait,
when
what
did
have
I
I forgotten?
conversate with you?
Like, I feel really rude. What have I forgotten about?
It was the odd, like, hi, you okay? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I'm running around frantically with children.
Yes. Yeah, indeed.
Always.
Indeed. But so what I'm hearing there, so, you know, that teaching journey that you took actually opened up a whole raft of opportunities that you would never have encountered. I mean, that's incredible, right? So all those things you said, even though I've seen some of the stuff you do, that still takes me aback because I would never have imagined that. I would never have thought that all those massive raft of opportunities, the way that not only you're exploring things yourself in terms of what you can do, how you can improve, how you can make things bigger and better, but just think about all the opportunities those kids are getting as well. And everyone that you're training up and everyone that you're teaching who are riding that journey with you.
Yeah.
That's mad.
And I love them. I think my kids are almost just, they are my family. They're as wacky as me. They're crazy. We're loud. But also I love that we have got the quiet ones and they're just as crazy as we are. But we see them. I say, I know what you're doing over there. And they're okay to be who they want to be when they want to be.
Yes.
And I think that's really important. It doesn't matter if you're not the ballet dancer or if you're the street dancer. I don't care what you're good at. I just want you to be happy and have a good time. Like I've got girls and some students that serve face. I love it. All I'm watching is here. And that's me. Like there's a Bella face and they definitely pull it.
Pretty sure I've captured that a few times. Yes.
And my tongue comes out the whole time when I'm dancing.
Yes, it does.
All the time.
Yes.
I had a parent say the other day, can you control that when you dance? And I was like, no. And they were like, yeah.
No, you need to.
Yeah. And they were like, my child does the same thing now. You see them, they walk around, they're like, and I'm like, yeah,
yes,
that's me.
That. Yes.
That's me. Or I have a few mini Bellas, I like to call them, and I can see it. Down
or
to
baby bells. Let's do that.
Oh,
yeah.
Cute. I like that.
I can't be the first person who's ever said that.
That's never said before.
There we go.
I like that. We're going to get
You learn
t-shirts,
something new
baby
every day.
bells.
Baby bells.
We're going to get that out.
I feel like it might be patented, but go for it. Yeah.
Even things like down to like how I dress and things, like they're like, I got this because you're wearing it. And I'm like, I love that. And I love that I'm that for that person, because not necessarily did I have that.
Sure.
Mine were very strict, and it's leave your problems at the door. If I was getting upset about something maybe that had happened earlier and then I brought it into dance class, it's like, leave what your problem out. Do not bring it here. You're here to dance and to show me that you can dance. And I struggled with that.
Yeah.
And that's why dance is my outlet, because I think it should be. If you're upset, let's do a sad song then and dance to it, because then it will let it out. Let's talk about what's made you upset today and let's dance on it. I don't want things to be bottled up. I don't care how big or how small. You know, someone might say, oh, someone said this to me at school today. And da-da-da. Okay, so how do you feel about that? Let's have a quick conversation before we dance, because I think it's important and that they feel like they can talk to me about that. And, you know, if it's something I feel that their parents should know, yeah, of course, I'm going to talk to their parent afterwards. But it's being that safe space for them. And we all talk quite openly. I'm like, how's everyone's day? And someone goes, actually, it wasn't very good. And then we talk about it as a group, and then someone else will go, oh, actually, what about if you do this? And they're really good at talking together, because we've put that out there. It's not leaving it at the door. And it is being that family that can cry together if we really want to.
I mean, you create that sort of, you create that environment of psychological safety then, right? Because as you say, and this is still a thing in society at the moment, and yes, we're moving away from it a bit, right? But that whole leave your problems at the door when you're here to work or perform or whatever it is, that stays. Like, how can you leave something that's innately affecting you at a door just for that moment? I mean, you might be able to do it, and in fact, I guess throughout history, lots of us have done it. But how damaging is that?
Yeah.
Ultimately.
And, you know, there's a difference. Like when I go to see a show, that's when I lock off. That's great. That's what that's there for.
Sure.
Right? I lock off and I'm in that show, and I don't think about what happened an hour ago. I'm in that. But the people on stage, you know, I've heard stories that, you know, unfortunately someone's in their family have passed that day. They've got to go on stage. They've been paid to go on stage. Yeah. But if they worked in an office, they wouldn't be, you're allowed to say, I'm not coming in. But then an alternate would have to go on, and everything in the thing would have to change. So it is harder for that, you know, or on a greater scale, say a large singer, Sabrina Carpenter just came to my brains, but someone that's on like that level, if something happened to her, she'd still have to go on because then thousands of people would lose their money. So there is that sort of, or teaching as well.
But I guess the point there is, you're right, but I guess the point is that where is that pressure coming from?
Yeah.
Because in certain circumstances of what you talk about, it will be that person innately themselves saying, I just have to do this. Mm-hmm. A lot of other times it won't be them, it'll be other people saying it. And that's, I think that's where it becomes a very strange line where people start to fall off wagons afterwards.
Yeah.
But here we are talking about what you do in your space, in your realm. And it's the exact opposite in terms of, you know, people do feel safe to come and say these things because actually you build that camaraderie in your team.
Yeah, and I feel like I show them as well, like even with my adults, if I'm overwhelmed, I'm very known to cry on the spot. And I will just cry and say, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you just give me a minute? And they're like, cool, no worries. And they don't pander to me. They don't run over to me. There might be one person that I will want. I normally go to Jack and I'll be like, crying.
Feels like Jack's in the room now.
Yeah, I can feel him. You know,
oh my God, there he is. Yeah.
He is that person he can see it's coming. I do this certain face. Again, it's the tongue. I do this. And then my eyes will start to well and then it's coming. It's very obvious when it's coming. And it'll be maybe something in the day or that the dance is overwhelming me or I don't think it's good enough.
Sure.
Just give me a minute. And they're like, cool, whatever. And then I come back. And they're really good at just understanding. But also, they also do it as well. Someone else wants to cry. I'm like, go, take a break, 2 minutes, we'll come back. My kids are they're very in touch with their emotions, just like me. And they are known, they're standing in the corner and I look and I'm like, you're crying. So what's wrong? And I said, take a minute, we'll come back. And then they all run to each other and they all talk about what's going on. And I'm like, okay. Sometimes I'll ignore it because the more we pander to it, it gets worse.
There's
That's
a
how
line.
I feel.
Yeah, there's a line.
So
right? Yeah,
loads
yeah,
of people at me,
yeah,
I get
yeah.
worse, and I'm like, yes, help me. But if we're, you know, if I know they're crying because they've messed up, just carry on. You're okay. Cry while you're doing it if you want, but you're okay. You don't need to get upset. But again, it comes with that. They're so passionate. You want to get it right for me, for them. They're frustrated. And some people are like, oh, why are you crying? Just cry. It doesn't matter. Crying should not be taboo. Like, do you know what I mean? If you've got your makeup on, it ruins it. Do you know what I mean?
I love your philosophy. I love the philosophy behind that. And so much of what you've been saying, and this is certainly what I've been picking up on, right, is you had your journey. You were so fierce in your vision. It was completely uncompromised. You did everything. You had the discipline. You were crazy and wild, but you knew how to channel that energy. And here you are now in a situation where you know, and I know you haven't said this, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this. But if I was here now, if I was in this situation where I was training up, what would I have loved to have happened for me? And there's something really powerful about people who take that attitude. There's something really powerful about people who wear on their sleeve. I don't want certain things that happened to me when I was training happening, because I know what effect that had on me, and even if I didn't realize it at the time. But here's what I'm going to give to my people that I'm teaching. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's a beautiful philosophy.
Thank you. It is important to let them know as well, because I feel like I want to like humanize myself to my kids and my adults that are taught by me. Like, they know I look away and start talking about cheese for about 10 minutes and they're like, Bella, the dance. And I'm like, oh, yeah, sorry. Or they do it on purpose sometimes. If they're tired, they'll bring something up. They know I'm going to talk about it. Like 10 minutes, I'm on a tangent, 15 minutes, then I'm like, you did that on purpose. But they know me. It's having that comfortability with someone. Yeah. And I am very honest. If someone says, do you struggle with this? Yeah, I'm emotional and I struggle with thinking this way. Sometimes I overthink things, but that's who makes us who we are. And I did ask my kids once, because where a lot of them went to secondary school at the same time. And that September, they were really emotional and we really spoke about it. And they said, yeah, I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling to find my people. They said, I find my people here. Like, I'm fine when I'm here, but at school, that I can't find this sort of click. And there was a handful of them that were saying this at the same time. And I said, look, let's sit down. We had a conversation. I don't even think we danced at this point. Poor parents are paying for me to teach them to dance, and we had a conversation. But I said, look, everyone will find their niche. Yeah. Right? Everyone has their little geek gang. I said, we're our little dance gang. And that's fine. I said, I can control how nice we are to each other here. I said, at school, obviously, we can't control that. This is what we control, who we're with here. And that's why you keep coming here, because you can choose your friends, right? You can't choose who you go to school with. You can choose who you socialise with and who you listen to.
Sure.
I said, that's great. Yeah. But I said, and not everyone's going to like you. And I did struggle with that a lot, because when I went to my private school, there was 20 of us in the whole school. When I went to BRIT School, it was like 700, 800 people. There was like 200 people in my year.
Suddenly your world becomes exponentially bigger. Like, yes.
But when I was at school with 20 people in my whole school at private school, we had to like each other. It didn't matter if you didn't. It's so small. You had to get on. So everyone liked me. So then when I went to this large space, people didn't like me just based on what I looked like. And I couldn't. That was where I started to panic. And I said, I don't like it. I don't want to go. Because I couldn't control what people were thinking. Obviously, you can't do that. And I said to my kids, look, I said, not everyone's going to like you. I said, and that is okay. Yeah. I said, because we don't like all food. I said,
well, quite so, yes. You know, yeah. And you don't like everybody.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like, and it's the same with competitions. I said, today they don't like mushrooms. We're their mushrooms. So we go to another competition. They love mushrooms. Yeah. We're going to win. Same with people. Yeah. We're just not their type today. And that's fine. I said, but do you like me? And they were like, yeah, we love you. I said, oh, that's all that matters then. I said, because I have a bad day and you guys are my outlet. I said, I love being with you. I said, is that the same? And they're like, yeah. I said, then that's not what matters. We found our place. And I said, how exciting. I said, because some of your friends at school, they don't have that. They don't have parents that are paying and that want them to go somewhere and are taking them to all these things and that are pushing them. They don't have an outlet. They don't have these friends. I said, how exciting that we have that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I said,
absolutely.
And yes, it brings you stress sometimes, but how lucky we are to have that stress.
It's your own little superpower behind you, right?
Yeah, 100%.
You said earlier that when you were going through your own journey, when you were having some setbacks and knockbacks, you had your cheerleaders in your corner. And you have to have that, don't you? You absolutely must. And you've created that space and environment for that to happen.
And even if you have friends that don't understand it, like myself and Jack, our best friend Aaliyah, she's not in our world. Does she come to absolutely everything? Yes. She sits in rehearsals, she watches and she loves because she knows it's making us happy. She's not in that world at all. I keep asking, do you want to come up? She's like, absolutely not. I don't want to do that. But she can see what that brings for us. And my kids, you know, even one of my girls, she plays rugby a lot and dance. She'll come and be like, I just won rugby. And we are so pleased that she has done that as well. So we're her cheerleaders for something else, as well as her being ours as well. And it's exciting. Like my dream team are 18 plus. We were performing one night and the younger ones, 18 and under, they were performing the Sunday. But they all bought tickets to come and watch us on the Saturday.
Nice.
You know, they weren't in that show. They didn't need to do that.
What a wonderful thing that is.
And going on stage, knowing they were all there, I think it's important because sometimes I think they forget I did train and I can dance full out because they see me just teach them, right? They don't see me do a whole number like they do. So maybe they forget, darling, I'm good. Girls, I can do this, you know. But it was good to show them, like, this is what you can do as well. And they think I'm old. So I showed them. I said, I'm not that old. I can still do a 5-minute number. And they were so loud. How loud were they? They were so loud. I've never heard screams like it in my life. They were barking. They were whooping. It was unreal. But I teach them to be that loud. Yes. You hear us before you see us.
Yes. And good.
We actually got an award at a competition a couple months ago for being the most supportive dance school on the day. Wow. And I'd rather get that than win first place for a dance any day.
And do you know what? Like, I love that because as soon as you said that, you won that award. I'm thinking, I didn't know there was awards for those things, but bloody hell, there should be. But secondly, I remember a very specific moment at last Pride, after your kids performed. I went backstage and you guys were doing a big huddle next to the stage. I'm thinking like, oh, this is kind of nice. How do I capture this? And just my thought was it would make a nice photo, right? So I got, okay, do you know what? This is wide angle lens time from the top, shoot down. The photos were rubbish. They were just terrible, right? And the reason that they were crap is because I couldn't stop listening to you guys talking. And it was just really kind of this moment of like, oh, wow, like, this is something real for you guys. I've been watching you perform. I've seen the fierceness that you bring. It is overwhelming at times when I'm watching it through my lens. But seeing the other side of it, and I'm talking about the kids too, right? Seeing the other side of it, seeing how you all bring each other together, seeing how it's just like, it is that bond of support that you hold so sacred. And that was what was coming across to me that whole time. And I remember as well saying, not that long after that moment, saying to Vince backstage, it's like, dude, this is the second time I've seen you guys. And every time, whatever DMT does, you just absolutely kill it. Like, you absolutely kill it. And I think if I remember rightly, and he'll correct me if I'm wrong, I guess. If I remember rightly, he said to me, oh, I didn't even know what they were going to do. And, but yeah, that's mad.
No, thank you for that. And I think for us, dance can look upon something that looks really great on stage and it's really good and they're having fun. But I get really upset and really emotional and I cry when they're dancing, and it's more than just dance to me. These children go through things that you don't see or I see, home or not, or identity. And it's giving them a space to feel seen and heard and supported that they might not feel anywhere else. And they love each other just as much as I love them. Like the support they give each other I've just never seen anything like it. We've got children that were celebrating their first Pride and that they felt comfortable enough to tell us that that's what they wanted to do that year, and you know, giving them that space to know you can do that and you can tell us anything that's going on and no one's going to judge you. You know, we've had some amazing children come in and out of the doors. There are people that leave, there are people that come back. And we love the people that leave just as much as if they're still with us, because you're great when you're with us, you're great if you're not. You know, I think we stand out because we care so much. And it is, sometimes Vince is like, just, you're okay? Like, breathe. I'm like, no, you don't understand what's going on in my head. Like, this has to happen because I care so much about creating and these children. He's like, have a day off, like, you're so fine. Or like, there's some rehearsals, I like call it the next day, and he's like, I can't charge them for that. I'm like, cool, it's free. They don't pay me, you don't pay me, I'll do it for free for that hour. I'm known to do that a lot. I'll just say, bring them. They're like, how much? I'm like, just, it doesn't matter. It's cool. Because I want to get it done. I want them to have that time. And it's things like, okay, I do a 3-hour rehearsal in the summer holiday.
Sure.
For those 3 hours, some of those teenagers would have been out walking the street.
Yeah.
Or doing God knows what. No, but they're with me. I'd rather them be with me. I don't care if I'm charging or not. You know, than going out and, you know, you don't know what people are doing and whatever. I'd rather them be with me and learning a skill and having those memories, because they're some of my favourite. I look back and it's the dance parties or the picnics we had or the sleepovers we had with my dance friends. You have a deeper connection, I think, definitely, because you share the same love for something. Of course. You know, I go to a dance competition. I did the other week. I don't know these girls. I was like, you're right. And my friend was like, you don't know that girl. I was like, no, but we both like dance. And we have that.
We know each other in that way.
We have that instant connection, right? So if you go to a concert to someone you like, you know you're going to get on with those people because you have an instant compatibility because you like that person. So it's just giving those opportunities, those children, to be in that realm. And there are children, I know some of these kids won't go out and talk to people. I'll do it for them. I said, they could be your friend. Come on. And they're like, okay, we're going.
Oh, it's Mary Poppins Bella today. Yeah. Yes. Okay. There's the third one. Excellent.
We've got different things here. Alter ego, I think I have. I definitely do.
Several, yes. Oh, I love that. And how important must it be for some kids, especially, you know, you talk about those who are celebrating their first pride in those moments, who perhaps would never have found the space to feel safe to go, do you know what, this is something I need to express. This is something I need to get out there, because I can't imagine. I'll never imagine what that's like in terms of being so uncertain of everything around you, but having this innate certainty within yourself. No, not knowing how things are going to land, not knowing who's going to judge you, who's not going to do that, not knowing what consequences it's going to have. But it's wonderful that you help people do that as well.
I think that's why I want to push that, because like you, I wouldn't feel that way, and I've never felt that way. And it, you know, it must be so scary to feel that way, and to have a space that you can speak out to someone. I feel like, you know, quote me if I'm wrong, and my friends will tell me, because I don't feel the same way as you, it could be scary for you not to speak to me. I'm not in your community. So if I was in your community, it's easier to talk, right? But I want to give that space. I can't understand you. Sure. But I will try. I don't know. I can never understand what you're going to feel, but I will try my hardest to.
We can all understand being scared. Yes. We can all understand being frightened, being
uncertain.
Or the uncertainties. And I think that's it. Like, if you can relate to that side of things, fine. I don't need to intricately understand the ins and outs of what's going on. You need to understand it, and you might need some help to do that. But ultimately, we can understand that we're going through this human journey together.
Yeah. And, you know, I did have a chat with a student, and they said, please, could you let everyone know in the class that I do have different pronouns now? And I said, yeah, of course. When would you like me to do that? And they said, maybe in a couple of weeks, if you could, I'm going to let you know. So you can call me the right pronouns. But then would you be able to tell the class? I said, absolutely. The time came, I said, are you ready? Like, I'm going to let them know. They said, absolutely. I let everyone know. We all had a party. All the kids were clapping. I'm so proud of you. Well done. Like, well done for letting us know. Like, and then that student was like, whoa, I didn't know this was going to happen. They're all like, yes.
I'll take it back.
Well you know, and then we implemented that in Pride. They had a moment, you know, and it's exciting for that. But, you know, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. People are happy for me. We're cheering. We're cheering.
Love it,
and,
man.
You know, to some people that might be extra, but that we want to make sure that you can look back on that moment and be like,
It's about setting people up for the right, you know, for the best possible outcomes later on, right? And that's so much of what you do. Everything you're saying is about that, like giving people the right grounding, making sure they have the right opportunities, make sure they're supported in the right way. You carry that philosophy for everything that you're doing, clearly. Like, not just about teaching people how to dance, but teaching people how to live. Teaching
Yeah.
people how to support each other, teaching people how to be good people, be kind to
Yeah.
each other, be understanding of the fact that we don't always get innately what's going on in everyone's head. We are all fighting battles in ourselves that nobody else can see, every single one of us. So if we can relate to at least that, which of course we can, if some of us more easily than others, I guess, that's a very powerful thing.
Yeah. And I think even I'm a bit strict with it, to be fair. But if we go to a show or a convention or anywhere we go, I say, do we talk when someone's dancing? No. Do we clap when they're done? Yes. Do you talk about, no matter if you liked it or not, do you talk about their performance where we are? No. Do you talk about it behind closed doors? Yeah. You can talk about what you want when you're at home. I don't care what you talk about. You're not going to talk about someone else in my uniform or where we are. Are you going to open a door if someone's in front of you? Yes. Are you going to say please and thank you? Yes. We say that before we go everywhere. I know they do not need to be told. My children are beautiful. They walk behind me in a line. Everywhere we've been the last couple of shows and things that are community-based, we're told by the team, your children are beautiful. They said thank you. They're clapping for everyone. They're saying you look nice. They're opening doors. I said, because they are beautiful. I do that. I walk through town. If I see a girl, I'm like, by the way, you look stunning. And she's like, oh, some people don't know how to take it. I'm like, you look really cool today. And I purposely do it to people that look different. If they're wearing something wackier or different that you wouldn't normally see, I'd purposely tell them I think you look great. Even if I don't think I can pull it off. Because I think people need that. You don't know that this morning they cried putting on that outfit. So me just saying, by the way, you look great, goes, oh, all right. Yeah, I do look great. At least I don't even know her. So then when my girls, they're like, Bella, got new eyebrows, you look great. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
I mean, I didn't really, but thanks.
No, yeah. And they do that. People come off stage and they go, you are really good, by the way. You look really good. And I'm like, and I smile. I let them do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yeah, usually. I think sometimes people are like, no, don't tell them. I think you're great. I'm going to tell you I think you're great. And I think it's good to let people know that they're good at something or they look nice, or it's just that little bit of happiness from a stranger means more to some people sometimes. Like this, my mum says you look nice. I'm not really going to listen. And my mum has to tell me I look nice. Do you know what I mean?
Well, there is
she would sometimes. She would tell me,
I guess, but
it doesn't mean as much as like a stranger going, "You look nice." I'm like, oh, thank you.
Interesting. So when I do that, like people just call the police. So, it's just. I obviously don't.
You're doing it the wrong way.
I don't have the better energy.
No,
that's it. Yeah.
I call it the BC.
Wonderful. So look, if you were to go back, if you could somehow transport yourself back to yourself when you were going through some of the fiercest times in your journey, what would you love for that Bella to know?
That's a good question.
I'm full of them.
That you're gonna have the right people around you. And that you're going to be okay. Because I think uncertainty through the dance world as well, in any industry, these friends aren't going to be there forever. These people aren't going to be there forever. People fleet. Things fleet. Opportunities fleet.
Yeah.
But maybe I took for granted that my mum and dad were my biggest people. And I always had them because people didn't. So that just give yourself grace. Be kinder. Because I think I'm always, this isn't good enough. Or I still do it now. Not as much as I used to. That things will come, give it time. Would I say don't work as hard? No. Because I don't think I'd be where I am if I didn't.
Of course,
and take those sacrifices and do those things. I wouldn't change it that way. Some people that I listen to and let get in my head, yes, I would change. I'm stronger now because I realise what I let people do then. Now I know, no. Someone went, can you dance or can you sing back then? I'd be like, oh yeah, I sing and I dance. I wouldn't say, yeah, I can sing and I can dance. No, yeah, I can. Do you want to see it? Here you go, I've got a whole phone full of videos and pictures you can see.
Where did that switch flip? When did that change?
When it became my job, my full-time job. And I don't do anything else. I can't do anything else and I wouldn't do anything else. When it became my all and that I started to make money from it and getting booked for things, yeah, of course I could do it then. It wasn't just, and it was people's feedback. And I still get that now from Pride and whatever, sometimes I don't know how to take it still. Like, oh, thank you. Or like, you are, I get a lot, but.
Where do you think that comes from though? Where do you think innately, if you were to think, maybe you've not analysed this before, I don't know, but where does that I don't know how to take this come from? Because the way you say it, you recognise that that's not something you should do.
Yeah. I think
But where
in
does it
my
come?
head, it looks, because I am loud, like I say, and I'm
Yeah.
in your face and I'm confident, I don't want myself ever to look cocky or arrogant. Like, yeah, thank you, yeah, I know. Because when I dance, I bring that energy, very cocky, that I bring that to my alter ego, may I say. But when I come off, I'm goofy and I'm funny and I do get nervous and I don't know what to say sometimes. So I think I always worry, even now, what people think of me and who I am. And I never want that to hinder what I do. So I like to be like, oh, thank you. And not be like, yeah, thanks, I know.
But I guess my question there is but where does that come from? Where you say, look, I'm always conscious of this, conscious of that, and you have explained that you don't want people to think you're cocky or arrogant or whatever it is. But where has that come from?
I think that again is about not being chosen and not always thinking I'm doing something wrong. So is it the way I'm acting or is it my dance? Or we were trained, you won't get booked if you're not nice. You've got to be nice to work with as well as be a good performer. You're not going to be booked. And I know I'm a nice person, but then it was me thinking, am I not nice enough to be booked? Am I doing something wrong in myself? And what can I do? And then controlling it's all about controlling what people think. And then I got so het up on making sure people liked me and that I was good enough to book and I was nice enough to work with and smiling the whole time. It was draining me. By the time I got home, I was like, I can't smile anymore.
Because it's suddenly you're performing all the time, not just when you're performing.
Yeah. And I feel like I got that when I used to teach. I'd be like, hi, everyone, I'm loud and I'm Bella. Da, 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 da. Then when my kids got to know me and I understood them and me, do they know, Bella gets aggravated sometimes. They say something and they're like, okay. And I'm like, did you just say that? And they're like, okay. Or they've done something and I say, honestly, is that what you're going to do tomorrow on stage? Because we're not going. They hear that a lot. Or I'll pick on like the smallest one. I'm like, how old are you? And they're like, 6. And I'm like, oh, so you're 15 and the 6-year-old's better than you. And they're like, oh. And I'm like,
Oh, yes, Bella's on one today.
They're like, yeah, we know now. But it's finding that. And I think, it was definitely probably panicking that you're not good enough somewhere. If your dance is good enough, maybe your personality isn't. Or if your personality is, then your dance isn't. Something's always got a pull there. And I think it was that.
I can follow that. But it's interesting to me that you say that you still feel that sometimes.
Yeah.
So where now does that come from? Because it's surely the same things that were affecting you back then. And I hear all that. I hear the whole, look, am I performing right or am I nice enough? Am I too nice? Am I not performing well? All of those thoughts, especially when you're trying to get to where you're trying to get to, right? Because anything that's offending that final vision must have been like a dagger in your chest.
Yeah.
Like palpably, I'm sure you felt that sometimes. But here, and I appreciate you probably do it less, but the fact that you still do that or that you still feel that, I'm wondering where that is coming from now.
I think that's just like little Bella in the back of my brain. They're not going to like you or you're too loud. And I have had that. There are people that will say, if you were to say my name, oh, she is so loud. All she does is dance. She is crazy. She thinks she's the best and da-da-da. But that is my protection. Because if I act that way, you can't tell me anything because I'm in that space. And also, I dance a lot. There's every day. There's probably not a day I don't. If I'm not being paid to dance, then I'm dancing at home. But when I have my uniform on and I'm out and I'm presenting myself, I've got to be the best of me.
Yeah.
I'm selling dance. I'm selling me. I'm selling our ethos the whole time. So it's making sure I'm making the right move. And there are days I come back and think, was that conversation right? And think about everything I said because I worry. I want to make that first impression really important because sometimes you only get one chance. In an audition, that's all you get. Yeah. Your first impression, that's it.
Yeah.
So I think that's just drilled into me that the first thing they see, and that is the thing, isn't it? Your brain, when you first see someone, first 6 seconds, you take them in.
Sure.
That is really important. And not everyone, look, you might meet me on a bad day and I say hello.
So what
I mean?
What was the first 6 seconds of me to you? What was that?
I think you're kind, you're soft. Like you were friendly. Like I feel like I could talk to you. It was like, oh, he's nice. You've got like a sweet like aroma around you. It was like, oh, okay.
It's because I just farted, but yeah. That's what that was.
Do you know what I mean? And I've seen your work. It's not that you are a stranger to me.
Sure.
You know, I've seen your work. I know what you do. And it's creative. We've got that connection already to talk about something that we do. And you've seen what I do. So it's easier to have that conversation. You've seen, I don't have to explain what I do to you because you've seen it, you know. And your pictures, I've used them many a times.
Indeed. I'm glad. I should probably have put a fiercer copyright on them. But yes. So do you know what my first 6 seconds of you were?
No.
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
I was terrified.
Really?
Absolutely terrified. And do you know why? Do you know why we haven't met properly until now? It's because you scared the shit out of me.
See?
Yeah? I have to bleep that out, but you scared the shit out of me, right?
Beep.
Yeah. So, and do you know why that is? It's because you reminded me when I first saw you, and I first saw you just dancing, right? Just dancing. I flooded back to this. It's a clip of Lady Gaga where she's being interviewed and talking about, you know, what she's achieved and what she's done. And she says something, I'll never forget this. She said, you know, when people say to me, oh, that was a great thing you did. That was a great song. That was an amazing show. What I say to them is, I know it was an amazing show. I know that was a great song. Do you know why? Because I worked damn hard to make it that good. So I know it's good. And I saw that, like that clip was the first thing that was just shot up in my brain as soon as I saw you move.
I'm just oozing.
But this is it.
Energy.
But what you were oozing to me is you work damn hard at what you do. Let nobody tell you otherwise. Right? So I'm like, do you know what? She's all right where she is. She's good. She's got it all together. But this is the point we're making today, right? Because I tell you no lie, that what I'm telling you right now is my honest thoughts when I first saw you, that first 6 seconds, that clip of Lady Gaga came to my head. And how interesting it is to me when you speak to me today, hearing about everything that's gone behind that. Because actually, I underestimated it. I underestimated the amount of work, determination, drive, and tenacity that you have to have built those amazing things that you've built. To recognize that you have the creativity to create some unique choreography, to bring people along for the ride, to go on that journey with you. Those children who are being trained by you, work with you, are some of the luckiest kids in the world.
Thank you. That means a lot. What
an amazing thing you do. And I'm just like, it's funny how it makes those first 6 seconds make more sense.
Yeah. And I said, I think, and I appreciate, thank you for everything you just said, that my tears are coming quickly, get my hat,
cream chair, yeah.
And it is, everyone has that, don't they? That front they give off when they're doing their job or their profession. But I think I do that anyway. Like when I'm out and about, I'm loud and I'm funny and I'm listening to my music in my headphones, I'm probably dancing. People probably think, what is that girl doing? And I'm dancing in the street. But that is who I am, again, because of the people I'm around, because the kids allow me to be, because my mum and dad has always allowed me to be. Like my music's blaring in my bedroom, my dad has to turn up his film. Because he's like, oh, she's dancing, she's singing again. I need to turn up my program. You know, or I'll come down and I'm like, pause it, I'm showing you something. Even now, I'm 27 this year. I'll go downstairs, I live at home, and I'll say, Dad, watch this. And he's like, oh, all right. And he'll pause it and I'll perform in the living room and show him this piece. Or I'm like, I really need a different bit of music, or we'll be out for dinner and I'm listening to music. He's like, can you just get off your phone? I'm like, no, I need a song and I need it by tomorrow. Well, why didn't you do that yesterday? I said, because I didn't need it yesterday. I need it now. And it's just, you know, and you know, it does take a toll on your mind, your body. You know, we're dancing every day. I want to work out. I want abs. I want to look good. I want holidays. I want to do things. And sometimes it doesn't work out, but that's okay because I love it. I wouldn't sacrifice all those things if I truly, truly didn't love it.
Absolutely.
And like I say to the kids, it's so, how amazing I found something I do love. and that I can sacrifice and get stressed about. Because there are some children that have never found, or people, adults, that have never found something that is like that for them. And how amazing we have the opportunity to stress about something we love, because there are people that will never find that. You know, or because we cry and we get upset, there are people that are not that in touch with their emotions. How lucky we are that we know our emotions and that we are emotional people, because there are people that struggle with that.
Absolutely. And some people who struggle with that throughout the whole life and remain emotionally dysregulated.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you say, what an amazing thing is to be able to help people develop that maturity and understand that you went through the same journey yourself.
Yeah, and it can hinder you. I'm not going to get you wrong and say, just cry. It's absolutely great. You know, I overthink things and I cry too much, and I feel my emotions are at their high and I can't control them sometimes. But my dream team and my kids, they know that. If I'm getting overwhelmed, they can see I'm getting overwhelmed, and they're like, 2 minutes. And I'm like, take a drink. And they're like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. Or like, I get a lot, can I give you a hug? I'm like, yeah. Or they may say to me like, I'm
having a huggy kind of day. Yeah, right, yes.
Or I've had like, Bella, I really need a hug. And I'm like, okay, all right, that's
there's
fine.
Vince over there.
Yeah, take Vince. He'll do it. You know, so, and that's amazing. I feel that they can do that. Do you know what I mean? And like I say, I'm really close to the parents as well. If there's anything I feel like I need to talk to them about. And they come to all the shows at Pride. We have such a family time. We're going, like I said, we're going to Salou. I don't know what I'm going to do on that plane. I need 6 coffees is what I need. Yeah. You know, and some of them, some of them are coming without their parents. So, you know, I'm a parent now at that point. Now, yes. You know, my eyes are on, I'm going to have Apple AirTags
I was going to say, yes.
Everywhere. That bleeping, I can see her moving.
It's like, whoa, I didn't tell you to go to the toilet. What are you doing?
Where are you going? Yeah. You're in the pool, but you're meant to be on the right side of the pool. But like, how exciting we can give those children that opportunity. Some of these children have never been on a plane before, you know? And obviously it's money, it's time. There are some children that aren't coming.
Yes.
But, you know, next year I'll fundraise and we'll get everyone there. It's just learning what to do and building up. We opened it up. We never thought some of the parents would say yes. We said, we've been given this opportunity. Who wants to do it? And yes, there are some children that can't attend, but some of them, the people that are coming to Barcelona will have main parts, but they won't be in the front for Pride. Sure. So the children that aren't going, they'll have their moment. And that was me reassuring them that they would have that, because I don't want them to feel like they're missing out, because they're not. But then, babe, you're going to get solo at Pride, so that's fine. And they're like, yeah, cool, no worries. They're like, yeah, as long as I'm getting something, I don't care.
As long as you tell them in that accent as well.
Yeah.
That's the important part, right? Otherwise I won't believe you.
No, they don't. You wait, honestly, they do it as well. They'll fleet in and out. We've got our things. Or like we have our inside jokes. It's hilarious.
Brilliant. So what's the future for you looking like? Where are you going next? You've given this amazing journey. There's so many things we haven't touched on, right? I haven't even talked about Crystal Palace, but...
you wouldn't want to.
Well, fine. I'll take your word for it. But the that incredible journey that you went on yourself, finding yourself in many ways, but also... it sounds to me like you're still finding elements of your own psyche, of your own belief, self-belief, that you didn't know you had. And perhaps there's still some distance to go there. But what are you looking at next? Where are you trying to get to? What is your vision set to now compared to what it was then?
I think it's to just touch the minds of more people through dance and creativity. Do I want thousands more students and adults? Yeah, cool, give me some more. But I'm okay with who I've got. It's never, I need more kids and I need more adults to make it amazing. I just want more chances to show people what we can do, what I can do selfishly, and what dance can be. And in Crawley, like I say, I think Crawley has a bad rep. I'll say that. I'm one of them that says it does.
I don't even know where it is. I might have to cut that out.
Do you know what I mean? I think... but there are some talented people with some amazing opportunities to give.
Yes.
And you don't need to travel everywhere. Yes, I want to take my team wider, and we are going to travel and have some amazing more experiences, hopefully. Do I want to go on some bigger stages and be with some bigger people? Great. That would be, if I had the opportunity to do that, absolutely great. Would I love to choreograph for an artist or something? Great. Am I ever going to get my foot in there if I don't start doing what I'm doing now? No, of course I'm not. So I think it's just keep doing what I'm doing and doors will open because they have already. They're little doors. They're like Alice in Wonderland little doors. But do I think one day I'll get to a big church door? Yeah.
So if, Sabrina Carpenter came along today and said, hey, look, Bella, I kind of need one of your alter egos to be my lead dancer tomorrow, and you have to give up everything you're doing here right now, would you do it?
Yeah. Do you know why? Because I know my people would be like, yeah. Because if it was them, they'd do the same thing. And I'd be like, I'll be back. They'd be like, do you know what? We're coming. They'd be there. They'd be there. If I said I've got to leave you forever, they'd be like, yeah,
excuse me,
cool.
Sabrina, I have certain conditions.
Yeah, all these people are coming.
Yes. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So what, if you had one message that you want people to take away from this today, what would that be?
And I wouldn't listen to it. What I'm going to say, if I heard someone say it, I'd roll my eyes, be like, all right.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, just keep going. Like, your silly dreams or your silly things aren't silly. Just keep going. And you will do it if you've got the right people and the right mindset. And not having the right mindset as we speak right now is also okay. Is to find people that understand you and will listen to you talk rubbish all day about the same thing. Make your mindset change because, okay, well, if they believe me, they're listening to me every day say the same thing. It must be okay. And everything's okay. Because I might say something to someone and they'll be like, what? But I say it to my people and they're like, yeah. It's finding those people that push you and allow you to be who you want to be will make your doors open. As soon as you're comfortable in you, doors will open. When I wasn't so comfortable in me, things weren't happening for me. When I was more comfortable to be who I want to be and loud and proud and be me and bring maybe the struggles with me, for time I was like, no, push. That's what pushed me up. Not being the best has made me better. Not being picked all the time made me want to be picked and pick other people and look at the people that aren't being picked. Why? Because you could be just as good. And makes me want to look at those people.
Yeah.
Rather than looking at the main attraction, And actually, it's opened my mind up for better things. So things that happen to you that at the time feel a bit poopy actually really push you. And if someone told me that, I'd be like, no, they don't. I mean, everything makes you stronger, but it does. And I listen to great podcasts and music and watch great things, and that helps me. And I rewatch things all the time. I'd rather rewatch than watch new things, which is weird. But finding those niches that you have that make you feel comfortable and safe is so okay. And you'll find your people that also like that. That's probably what I would say.
You'd roll your eyes at all of that, really?
The first bit, like, everything will be okay. It's like, oh, I know, but it's not right now. It doesn't feel like that right now, does it? When someone says that, when you're upset or you're really distraught, and they're like, it will be okay. Well, it's not, is it? It's just, okay, Susan, stop telling me that, because right now,
yes,
I want a solution. But, maybe feed me some ice cream and that's the solution. That's fine. But then we'll get to the main part. And I think talking's important. As much as you think that person's not going to understand me, I'm not going to get my words out, just talk. Even if you talk to your phone and you record it and you delete it. Just getting something, because my outlet is singing and dancing. But if that's not yours, writing it down or putting it out definitely feels like I say, my mum and dad, I can talk to them about anything. But some people don't have that. So use the phones, use things that we have to let it out.
And do you know what? From all that one message that you gave, the biggest thing that hits me in the face with that is be unapologetic. Don't apologize for being you.
No, because it won't help you.
No.
Because I know who I want to be. For stifling it doesn't help. It just makes me feel poopy.
Yeah.
Because I know I want to dress the way I want to dress, and I know I want to say what I want to say and sing what I want to sing, and just not doing it makes me feel really uncomfortable. But I found my people. If I want to scream when we're driving in the car in a minute, I'll do it, and he won't bat an eyelid. That's okay.
Wonderful. So look, Bella, where can people go to find out more about you? What are your socials? Where do you hang out?
My dance, we've got Dream Team, the DMT Dream Team on Instagram, and Isabella Dance. And then my normal one is just Isabella Culley. I put it all on there, but also DMT School, which some great classes for all ages and children and opportunities. And come see us at Pride if you want to come see us.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Yes. I forget the date of that now. August
17th? something like that.
I don't know why we're looking at somebody who may or may not be
In the room. We're looking at a ghost.
So,
I think it's 17th. I think whatever Saturday that is in
we'll
August.
put it on the description there. But absolutely,
and
yes.
Twist and Float Balloons will be there. And I was in that podcast and there was pictures.
There was.
Twice. I watched it and I thought, hello.
Yes.
I'm already there.
You were there, absolutely. But yeah, you guys are such posers, right? So
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's hard. I was in every picture.
But you did notice that my lens was really far away because I was really scared of you. So,
yeah, you were running away.
Yeah.
But now you won't be if you see me.
I still might.
No. When we're on stage, I'm going to find you and point.
Yes.
Like mid-dance.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? Those are the dances I freaking love, right? Those people who know, like, oh yes, there's a camera guy here. I'm gonna work to this. I'm like, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well, now what?
Yes.
We're going to do it. Or I'm going to give you a plan and I'm going to be like, you need to stand here, here. This is where we're going to find you.
Yeah. Excellent. But look, today's podcast, today's conversation, right? None of this stuff is ever scripted, as you well know, because we don't have scripts in front of us. There's no teleprompter here, right? And at the beginning, I said something off the cuff. I can't even remember exactly what it was because it was off the cuff, but I said something to the effect of, here's somebody for whom passion and resilience matter way more than the accolades. Here's someone whose impact matters so much more than any spotlight. And you've proven that today. It's wonderful to have spoken with you because I just wish there were more people like that. I wish there were more people like that getting that message out. And I'm so grateful that you did today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the conversation and where it went.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. So guys, look, if you've been as inspired as I have with Bella today, do check out our socials. I'll put some links in the description below. And yeah, absolutely guys, Crawley Pride is where you need to be in August. So do not miss out.